Does or did your multilingual child who is learning English, for example, as an additional language, use some English sounds in the other languages too? Like the English sound, also in Italian, for example, and says ridere instead of ridere, or in German, rabe instead of rabe or rabe. Or maybe uses the English th sound, th, in words that would require an f, an f. Fish instead of fish. I don't mean that is known as fronting, which is the use of f instead of th, and where three becomes free. Or they say, for example, breathe instead of breathe. What I mean is what is known as overgeneralization, and also a kind of code mixing on phonological level, which is the use of particular sounds across languages in children who are learning multiple languages. What our multilingual children do there is an overgeneralization of a sound that sounds very similar and is also articulated more or less in the same part of the mouth. I explain more in detail what code mixing is. It's slightly different in another video. You can find the link here below. Now, overgeneralization is usually when children take the irregular patterns of a language and try to make them as regular as possible. For example, when they say it braked instead of it broke, or 2 foot instead of 2 feet. Now, the same way, applying one sound to as many contexts as possible across their languages that even sound very similar is what we can observe in our multilingual children. Now, like code mixing, overgeneralization can occur at a number of levels. At the phonetical level, like I just shared, morphological level, lexical level, syntactical level, and the level of discourse. Now, what can we do? When you observe this in your multilingual children, it most probably is a sound or a pattern from the new language that is adopted to the language your child already knows. So, to help them distinguish and differentiate the sounds, you can point out the difference, for example, in minimal pairs. So, for example, fat and that, or thin and fin. They have two different meanings. You can also help your children by showing them that th or the th sound is used this way in English and in some other languages. Take, for example, a book written in English, now as we are talking about English, and go find all the words written with th sound and sound them out. You can also point out that English has also the f sound. And again, go and find words that start with f, have f in the middle of the word or at the end of the word. Instead of correcting your child, repeat how the word should be pronounced and find written words so your child can make the connection between the sound and the grapheme, okay? The letter or the letters on the page. You may not want to do this with your 2-year-olds, though, but you surely can do this with your 4-year-olds or older children. Now, usually this is only a phase in language acquisition and development, but if your children's teachers don't know about this, let them know. And if this confusion or overgeneralization lasts for longer despite you and the teachers and others in your life are helping your child to figure out the difference in articulation and in the words, it might be better to consult with a speech and language specialist. Children are incredibly smart when it comes to making language easier and more transparent. They have a very natural tendency to try and figure out what pattern can be applied to as many contexts and languages as possible. So if you would like to know more about this kind of topic, please let me know in the comments.